right, Scott, you're up.
Kids play with me, and adults collect me
Looks like me
too.
too.
We're drawing toys tonight. Toys tonight. Toys tonight.
We're gonna let our inner kid draw toys.
This eventually will be a ringtone on someone's phone. Well then.
All right, turn the background off. There we go.
There we go.
So Sandy's here. Say hi, Sandy.
Hi, Sandy.
Wow, we get to see you.
4.
I'm
Is
here.
it 4?
Hi.
Is it 4 in the morning?
No, I'm the 4th person because you said there was 3.
Oh, okay. There you go. I was like, wow, it's 4 in the morning. Jeez.
Oh God, I wouldn't be here if it was 4 in the morning.
Hey,
We'll see if anybody else joins us. I don't know.
Either you're up
Toys.
early or up late. I don't know.
I'm not sure what to draw for this. Do you guys think about this topic at all?
Every day of my life.
So
here, I'll start it off. Slinky.
Slinky.
I put the dog head and tail on it.
Yeah. What is that? What is that movie? Was it the Hudsucker Proxy? Was that the one where it's like, oh, I have the perfect idea, and he draws a circle, and then was it?
So then we're just like making up toys.
Yeah, wasn't that the hula hoop he made? And then later on, it's like, hey, I got another idea, and he makes the circle, and it's the frisbee.
Frisbee.
All
his ideas are circles.
Yeah, brilliant.
Oh, okay. Let me see. I'm gonna look up the little green toy soldiers.
Oh, there you go.
Whoa.
Oh, little green men. Oh, you're talking about the army soldiers, the little green army.
Yeah, the army soldiers. Because they made
Or you
a
can do
taller
G.I.
version.
Joes.
There's maybe 5 or 6 inches tall.
Right.
They were still plastic.
They were.
So what I would do is I had a BB gun with a scope.
Well then, okay. Well, now we know where it all.
So I would like set the army men up and pretend I was a sniper. So I'm going to draw a poor green soldier that's been abused by somebody like me with like a BB embedded in his head.
Was that one of your favorite toys growing up?
I guess.
I guess.
I'm trying to think because toys growing up.
Yeah, you didn't have.
I was an outdoor kid.
Oh, okay. Well, there's again like hula hoops, frisbee, jacks,
Yeah, well, I had a BB gun and toy soldiers. I was outdoors.
Well, there you go.
Can have a log, right?
A log. Yeah,
Log.
goes downstairs.
It's good for a girl and a boy.
Yeah, it is.
Such a wonderful toy.
I forgot to charge my AirPods, so I'm using the regular headset. But it's so weird now how the computers have now they kind of forced it that you had to have the AirPods if you wanted to use headphones. And now it's like this new one has oh, look, it's a port for the old headset. It's weird. I don't know why we're going backwards, but whatever.
It's not backwards. That's how it should be.
It's like I threw out so many headsets because couldn't use them anymore. But now it's like, oh, wish I kept them.
They sell attachment pieces too. I know the new phones, you can't put headphones in them anymore, but you could buy pieces to attach the headphones into.
Oh, right. The little adapters.
For the computers though.
Well, that's the thing too. The computers now all have USB-C jacks.
Yeah,
and
that's what it is. It's like USB-C to
Yeah.
jack. Yeah.
Yeah, and then all my stuff is USB-A, and I'm like, well, geez, it's like let's get it together, people.
You gotta buy adapters. You
Yeah.
have to buy adapters.
That's how they get you. I'm not drawing anything. This is toys. Every year there's always a toy or something that all the, it's the big Christmas thing. wonder what's going to be this year.
Pickle Me Elmo.
Yeah, that was it. That one year, I remember. Cabbage Patch Kids. I forgot what else there were. There were so many.
Nobody's fighting over toys anymore.
Not really. No Turbo Man. And Legos. It's always Legos.
There was a weird triangular toy that they were like pyramids that were linked together, so you could like twist them and lock them into different shapes. I can't remember what it's called.
Snake cubes or something, right?
Yeah, like Snake something or.
True Joy.
Hi,
Hi, Drew.
Hello.
Hello.
I figured
everybody
you'd be
doing?
worn out from Maui.
I'm here.
Yay.
I got back 2 days ago.
Yeah, but you had to go to work. It's like, geez.
Yeah, I was definitely dragging ass yesterday, I'll tell
There you
you
go.
that. But
Yeah.
I got home from work and I decided to have sleep for dinner.
Hey, were you affected by the zipper lane being closed?
Nope.
Me? I was.
Yeah, you must have.
It was like a 2.5 hour drive to work this morning.
Jeez.
I took the rail and then the bus.
Yeah. Gwen went in early too because we weren't too sure how the traffic would be.
Well, did you ever favorite toys as a kid, John? Did you talk about it?
Yeah, I mean, I used to play with like blocks and trucks and stuff like that. But then, later on, we got stuff like, hey, Legos, And so Legos was a big thing, and then Star Wars toys came out. And that was the start of it, I guess, of all those kind of things. But yeah, Legos was a big thing for me. And we had like Tinker Toys and all that, but we were like, well, what can you make out of this? It's like, or Lincoln Logs. Lincoln Logs is what I was thinking of. It's like, hey, a log cabin. Hey, a wall.
I remember Lincoln Logs. Yeah.
Bench.
Build log cabins.
Yeah, and that's it.
I used to
Legos
make
build rocket ships.
Yeah, rocket ships or just houses on wheels.
Oh, yours had wheels? Mine didn't have wheels. I didn't have the wheels. But what's funny? It was like, for the older Legos, I gave my older set to like one of my friends. And first of all, the older ones turned to that weird, like the white pieces turned to that weird yellow. Like it totally discolored. And second thing was he told me it's like, oh, it doesn't fit the newer pieces. For some reason the size was off. And I thought that was kind of weird. I was like, oh, okay. Somewhere along the way they changed the size. But yeah. But yeah. Now Drew is all about the toys.
Sure, I mean, I love toys.
I like toys.
I had the original G.I. Joe, that huge. How tall was he?
12
inches.
Yeah, the 12-inch toy. I used to have that, and I remember I had I think it was like part of a Jeep. I don't know what happened to the other half of it, but it's like, oh, it's part of the Jeep.
I have vague memories of having one, but I don't think it was something that we got like new. I'm gonna say I'm almost positive I had like a hand-me-down.
Okay.
From one of my cousins.
Right.
Because I do remember, like, the G.I. Joe had a fuzzy head and a beard.
Yeah.
And, it was super posable. And I have vague memories of like using one of my dad's handkerchiefs and making him a parachute, and then throwing him up in the air.
Oh yeah, there you
And,
go.
and I think after being played with a lot, the rubber bands inside of him finally gave out, and when I threw him up in the air, his arms and legs fell off, and just this
That's a horror story right there.
and this torso just came down, on the parachute, and I don't think I could find his arms and legs, and so I had this poor GI Joe spent the rest of his life in a veterans home as just a torso, with
GI torso.
But yeah, the GI Joe, like I remember when what they call the Real American Hero GI Joe came out, the 3 3/4 inch one.
Yeah.
But I wasn't allowed to have one because my parents were against war toys.
Oh, I thought because they were scared you were gonna rip off the arms and legs or something.
No, they didn't have a problem with a Star War, but like anything like real war, they didn't like. So I wasn't allowed GI Joe. I ended up with some eventually, but I was like older.
Yeah. What about you, Sandy? What kind of toys did you have growing up? Do you remember?
We had a lot of stuff. A lot of dolls, Hot Wheel cars, Lincoln Logs,
Hot Wheels,
G.I. Joes.
Yeah.
G.I. Joe is there.
Dinosaurs.
I remember
there you go.
I remember breaking a Stretch Armstrong.
That was my next question. It's like
all the little Jurassic Park ones.
Nice.
I think I had the Evel Knievel with the ripcord thing.
That's right.
Yep.
Yep.
They had two different types. They had one with a stand. I didn't have that one. I had the one where you had to manually feed the cord and then pull it.
And pull it. There you go. Yeah. Anyone have lawn darts?
We had lawn darts.
It's like the most dangerous toy ever.
And then what were the cars that were like you had to pull them back? They click, and then you let them go and then go forward.
Oh yeah. Those pullback cars. Yeah. Micro Machines later on, or those penny racers. Remember those?
Yeah, you put a little penny in the back.
Yeah.
And then the other thing we would do with the little toy soldiers, where you get them like 50 of them in a box or whatever.
Yeah.
We would set them up on the coffee table as opposing armies, and then we'd use marbles to knock them over.
There you go. You were very violent as a kid, Michael. With the BB gun, shooting the army man, and no wonder you went into the military. No, I'm just kidding.
This is country life, man.
This is country life. I can't argue with that.
We got a BB gun for Christmas, and it was bitter cold, and so my father wasn't going to make us go outside to shoot the BB gun. So he went down in the basement and he put a bunch of pillows. Like the windows in our basement were just these small ones that let a little bit of light in from the. It was like this. The windows were kind of up close to the ceiling, and they were not big. And so my dad just went down and put a bunch of pillows in the windows, and then we set up. We had a ping pong table in the basement, and we built a big fort out of Lincoln logs and set up a bunch of GI Joes on the fort.
There you go.
And then shot them with the BB gun in the basement.
Scott, did you have a BB gun?
Nope.
I didn't either. Although I did get to play with a slingshot.
See, Drew, they were giving me a hard time because I did that. I did the BB gun. I had a BB gun with a scope.
Wow.
I had the 5-inch toy soldiers that I would shoot, like pretending to be a sniper. Yes.
Oh, jeez. Well, I'm glad you never decided to go get in a bell tower or somewhere. Relive your childhood. I don't know, like the BB gun we had, I think you had to like pump it, and if you pumped it a lot, it would shoot pretty hard. But if you just pumped it a few times, it wasn't that hard. You know, like because I don't think it broke any of our toys. You know, it just knocked them off the walls of the fort. But I don't remember it breaking it.
What about you, Scott? What kind of toys did you grow up with?
He-Man, G.I. Joe, Transformers, Superpowers,
There you go.
Mego.
Those are cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Mego. I had a few of those.
Yeah, I like the Migos.
Yeah, I had like Micronauts. Remember that?
Ah,
Micronauts.
I have Micronauts.
Yeah. And you know, that was the thing being over here. So like when we grew up, we had like, you know, like these little cheapy Kikaida toys and stuff like that, and Ultraman and all that. Like it moved only at the waist and the arms, and they were like not anatomically correct.
Everybody's arms are broken at their elbows.
Yeah. But so I had a lot of those growing up, like Robocon and, you know, Rainbow Man.
Diecast Go Rangers.
Diecast, yeah, that's right. Oh, we had the Shogun Warriors. Remember that? Those huge ones.
Oh yeah.
The like Raideen and all that. So that's the stuff.
I always wanted a Shogun Warrior, but I never got one.
Did you see like one of the local guys here are selling them?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They just
they brought them back.
Well, I saw that they have new ones now.
Yeah.
And because I saw you could get them online, they have Raideen and they have
you can get Godzilla,
Mazinga Z.
Yeah.
Are they doing Godzilla again?
Yeah, Godzilla and Grandizer Z and all these guys. So.
But yeah, I always thought they looked cool, but I never had one. But I used to watch Ultraman on TV, and you know, it was like probably one of my favorite shows when I was a little kid. And we went, but we didn't have like, you know, there weren't any like toys or anything. And then we went to San Francisco to visit my uncle. I was pretty little still, but I remember we were walking around San Francisco and there was a shop that had Ultraman figures, and I lost my mind. I was sort of like, oh my god, they have Ultraman! I was freaking out. So.
I think it's amazing too. Like, I mean, wasn't that a big thing about like Saturday morning cartoons? Like, most of them had to kind of like tie in with toys.
Well, it was
some kind of product.
The toys the toy companies funded the productions.
That's true.
And so, you know, because there were rules.
Get into ROM. Remember ROM?
Yeah, ROM the Space Knight.
Yeah.
The only reason ROM was a comic was as a promotion for the toy.
Well, there were during the Carter administration, they passed these rules about like they didn't want to exploit children on, you know, with TV, and so they had these rules that you couldn't have toy commercials that like made it look like the toys did anything other than just be a toy. And so the workaround that Hasbro came up with was they paid Marvel to make the comic book, and then they made a commercial for the comic book.
Yeah, those commercials were awesome, like Transformers and G.I. Joe.
They were incredible, but they couldn't. You know, but they had to make the commercials for the comic, not the toys.
Right.
But you know, it still worked for them because everybody saw it and was like, "Oh, look at that!" And then when Reagan came into office, he rolled back all the restrictions that the Carter administration had put in. And then businesses could make commercials about whatever the hell they wanted. So all that went out the window.
I mean, there are some cartoons that I don't know. It kind of like went both ways. You know, it's like I felt like there was like, you know,
the normal path is toy and then something else. But
I thought it was the other way around. Like, you know, you have the cartoon and here's the toy based on it. But meanwhile, you have stuff like I remember there was that one cartoon, My Pet Monster, or like
Yeah.
the Pound Puppies, that were the toys first, and then
Yep.
they made the cartoon of it.
My Little Pony.
My Little Pony, the Glow Friends.
I mean, you're right. Originally you had stuff like Bugs Bunny and Daffy
Yeah.
Duck,
Yeah,
and you had like the Hanna-Barbera stuff like Yogi Bear and
yeah,
Fred Flintstone. Like those were just cartoons to be cartoons, but it was more. I think what happened, and again, I'm not a big animation historian here, but I think a lot of it had to do with the networks didn't want to pony up that much money to produce these cartoons, and so the studios, like, they basically figured out like to get the toy companies would and basically put in money for the cartoons because the cartoons would sell the product,
okay,
and that's when you started seeing that kind of stuff.
yeah.
That's how you got Spider-Man.
And then you got crappy cartoons like Rubik, the Amazing Cube. It's like,
Yeah.
what the hell?
Do you know Jack Kirby
crap.
worked on that one?
Oh my goodness, that was a terrible cartoon.
Yeah, it's probably not his finest moment.
No. Well, Turbo Teen was kind of up there too.
Even Kirby had to pay bills.
Yeah.
No shame.
Kirby worked on Turbo Teen too.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I mean, he was like a
Yeah.
I think he did like maybe backgrounds and concept art
Okay.
for a lot of stuff.
That's fine, but
He was working was when he quit comics and he went to work for Ruby Spears.
Yeah. Ruby Spears made some really
Ruby
interesting.
Spears had that really, really good Superman cartoon back in
They did. Okay, that was one thing good.
It was good.
Well, Ruby Spears broke away from Hanna-Barbera. I mean, they were primarily the writers of Scooby-Doo. And they were like the young hip new dudes that came to Hanna-Barbera. And then I think I was reading like an interview with Ruby and Spears, and they were saying how like Hanna-Barbera was really angry at them. I guess like Joe Barbera was like when they went to tell him that they were leaving Hanna-Barbera to start their own company, he was like, "Get out!" He was like, "This is how you repay me by stabbing me in the heart," and all this stuff. Like he was really melodramatic about it. I mean, yeah, they're competitors. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, they wanted their own thing.
Yeah.
Because
that was the thing too, is you had to really like sell the shows, to get network time back then.
Yeah.
And that was Joe's forte, was being the salesman on that. So, but Sandy, did you ever see Turbo Teen? Do you know what we're talking about?
I don't know. I'd have to see like pictures.
It's a horrible cartoon. It's like this kid gets zapped by a ray, this experimental ray, and he gets merged with his car. So whenever he gets like overly hot, he turns into the car.
Oh my god!
And his mouth
Don't make
the
me
grill.
angry. You would make me angry.
Yeah, his you see the transformation is hilarious because his face just like stretches out the front of the car, and you're like, oh, okay.
That was probably one of the first CG shows, right?
The first what?
That was probably one of the first computer graphics.
Was it?
That one, and what was the?
I think Mighty Orbots had some.
Which one had the gorilla?
Magilla?
Grape Ape?
No, not Grape Ape. The gorilla.
No. It was a CG. It was really bad CG. Early CG.
Well, like Beast Wars.
Beast Wars. That's it. I think that might have been the first one to like.
No, what about Reboot?
Yeah, Reboot was probably the first
Reboot.
one.
That was another one.
Yeah.
Early computer graphic.
Was that the Bots Master? That was a French cartoon. But it's like, yeah, when they said it's laser time, you had to put on these 3D shades, and everything's supposedly look kind of 3D-ish, but not really.
Captain Power.
Oh, Captain
Oh
Power,
yeah,
that's another one.
and
Yeah.
the soldiers of the
Soldier.
future.
Or what was that other one? It was Photon.
Oh yeah, photon
Photon.
and laser tag.
Yeah, laser tag. Well, they had Laser Tag Academy, which was odd. It was very much like Mr. T.
That was another Jack Kirby one.
Oh my goodness! Yeah.
No shame for Kirby.
I know. I tell you,
There you go.
Hey,
There's
Kirby's. Didn't he do like these designs for like the football teams or something like that?
He did a promo thing for the NFL.
Oh, that looks good. That's good. He's all dinged up. Put some dots around him, like little shrapnel, or like little.
Well, you'd get you'd either get the BBs embedded in them, or you'd get it like where it take a chunk out.
There you go. Good. Hey, Mike. So you going to do that fantasy show?
Well, it depends on whether I can make 4 decent fantasy bases between now and the 15th.
Don't you have like a lot already? Don't you have all the elves and everything already?
Yeah. Well, it can't be something that's been shown before.
Oh, really? Okay.
That sucks.
Yeah, but you guys are good. You should be able to knock out some good pieces.
But if I'm going to do them, I'm going to do larger pieces.
Yeah.
I don't have time to do anything else. I'm already.
Season 4 and 5, Legion and Justice League Unlimited were partially funded by toy companies. I don't know who made that comment, but somebody said that.
Oh, really? I don't see the comments.
Batman season 4 or 5.
Oh, there you go.
Legion and Justice League Unlimited were partially funded by toy companies.
Oh, there you go. Who are you? Who are you?
Is that Ron? Ron would know, right?
I don't know. I figure Ron would want to be in the chat.
Let's do a Rock'em Sock'em Robot.
There you go. What a board game. You guys have like a lot of
Glenn Murakami, I think, right?
Glenn Murakami. Not related.
How about Simon? Anybody remember Simon?
Simon or
Yep, Simon.
Just the colored buttons you had to like do the patterns.
We had the knockoff. Ours was called Einstein.
Okay.
You had to be smarter.
And it was just more like my dad didn't want to pony up the cash for
That's right.
Simon. So we had Einstein.
Or about the early quote unquote video games like
Pong.
No, but there's like a handheld football.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was just a dash. You had like dot stuff.
Yeah, electronic football. I remember that.
Yeah.
And we had Merlin.
Oh, Merlin. That's the one. I was trying to think of the name of that Merlin. What is that little calculator with a professor on it? You know what I'm talking about? That yellow one with the glasses. I remember that had games on it too.
Really?
But yeah. Oh, it's funny though. But no, it's funny how you mentioned the football, and I'm remembering what was that? Electric football.
It's electronic. Yeah, it's electronic football.
Well, no, it just shook. You had pieces on it and it shook, and it never really worked. You know.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I'm trying to think what other like game type stuff. There was the tilting. We had Shoots and Ladders, but there was one that was like a maze with a marble with a, you had in the board would
Labyrinth.
tilt. So
Labyrinth.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, you moved the two things on the side.
Yeah, so you had to tilt the board in order to navigate the marble through it.
Yeah, I hated that thing. It's like, okay, I can get to like maybe the first 3, and that's it.
As far as board games, I played a lot of Scrabble and Stratego. Stratego was a big one for me.
There you go.
We would always get for Christmas. There under the tree, there would be like 1, maybe 2 board games wrapped up like every year for Christmas, and it would be like you'd see it and it would say it was like from Santa to the Gutierrez family. Like it was like for everybody. And
Operation.
Yeah, we did get Operation one year. Like one year we got like Operation and Mr. Mouth. Hungry Hippos.
Wow.
Some of those crazy ones. Trouble.
I think it's amazing how these things keep coming back. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know how many generations we've seen and how many iterations of them. Like they revamp them. Oh, I think we had this discussion about Candyland.
Yep, Candyland.
And I remember the Candyland I had. It was like scary. The art was like really freaky.
Yeah, no, they've toned it down quite a bit. It's a lot more like benign.
No, I'm scared of the mud swamp.
Well, you'd see the old man in the peanut brittle house,
That's right.
The crooked old man in his peanut brittle house.
Oh man, yeah, that was some nightmare fuel.
Yes, stuck in the molasses swamp.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one I was thinking of. But
now it's all like
that's all friendly.
You don't want to trigger anybody. Yeah. Probably not such a bad thing.
Kids, stay away from the crazy old man in the peanut butter house.
Because my parents, they initially wouldn't let me have the GI Joes, the little GI Joes. It was like they were kind of forbidden fruit to me.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I traded a kid at school. I ended up with 2 Boba Fetts, so I had one extra Boba Fett. So I traded him.
Had you kept it?
Fett.
Had you kept it?
Well, I still have one.
Yeah, but you're not gonna sell that. That's your prize.
I don't know if anybody would want it.
I'm sure the hardcore collectors,
He's in pretty good shape, and I still have his gun.
There we go.
But I traded a kid a Boba Fett for Destro, but I thought Destro looked super cool. And my mother was furious. She was like, and she made me go to the kid's house and trade him back. Like, you give that boy back his toy. So give it back to him.
No blingy for you. Destro.
But when my parents got divorced, I guess shame was a good motivator, and they started getting me a bunch of stuff. Okay. And that's when I first got some GI Joes.
GI Action Force.
Yeah. Is Tamagotchi considered a toy?
Yeah. Of course it is.
I don't know.
Is that how you say it? Tamagotchi?
Tamagotchi. Because tamago is egg. So
Tomodachi is friend.
Oh, Tomodachi is friend, yes. So
Tamagotchi is an egg friend.
Egg friend.
Hello, egg friend.
Yeah. I remember that was the first case of because you had to monitor this thing because you had to feed your animal and all that, and it goes off and and then I remember somebody got into an accident because they were doing this while they were driving.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so it's the early signs before the cell phones.
Common sense, please.
Yeah. Don't want to kill your Tamagotchi.
It's funny. I'm looking at. I busted out an old GI Joe to look at for reference as I'm drawing a GI Joe, and I noticed that his belt on the original GI Joes, their belt is the Hasbro logo.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Because didn't they have the two left thumbs or something like that to try to stop to protect themselves?
Oh, the 12-inch one.
Yeah.
he had two left thumbs,
Why?
like the thumb. So it was like a copyright thing. That way they could copyright it, so that they knew if somebody had tried to like copy their mold, it would be the same.
Oh,
Because Hasbro sued Mego early on because one of Mego's first toys they offered was called something like the Fighting Yank or something, and it was completely a ripoff of GI Joe,
gotcha.
even down to the thumb being the wrong way on one of the hands.
Yeah, that's how they got busted.
And so Mego got sued for that, and then they bounced back pretty quick because they were able to license a bunch of other stuff.
Mhm.
Back then, Marvel and DC both had copyrighted the term superhero. So when Mego approached Marvel and DC for the license, I think Marvel was still being distributed by DC back then as well, and so they were able to like license. They called the line "the world's greatest superheroes," and it was like
But I'll be right
the
back.
DC and Marvel characters. My friend's sister had My Little Ponies, and we used to make He-Man ride them. And I thought she was gonna have a conniption. She was like, nobody rides them. She was like, they don't get ridden.
Okay.
I was like, get them
I'm back.
off of them.
What?
I was saying that my friend's sister had My Little Ponies, and we were making He-Man ride the My Little Ponies,
Oh, okay.
and she was furious. She was like, they don't
Yeah.
get ridden. Nobody rides them.
That's because they didn't transform. Oh yeah, where did I put this thing? I still gotta let you borrow that eventually. The Mighty Man and Monster Maker kit.
Oh, hell yeah, I'll play with that.
Yeah, where is that? And then it had the fashion plates.
Yeah. That was the girls' version. or fancy little boys.
This is true.
Easy big oven.
Easy bake oven, the light
Yeah.
bulb.
You know what? I got an easy bake oven for my daughter, and I think I had more fun playing with it than she.
Uh,
I was like, this thing is freaking cool.
yeah. All right, whatever happened to everyone's Cabbage Patch dolls? I don't know, it's such a big thing.
They're at the dance club.
Is that what it is? Doing the Cabbage Patch?
And the kids patch.
My brother and I both
Traded them in
had
for
them.
traded in for the pop toys.
There you go. Yeah. Your
I
brother
guess
what?
My brother and I both had Couch Crush dolls.
Oh, okay.
I think everybody did. I think like damn near every kid of of an age had a Couch Crush doll.
No, that was a big toy, back then that everybody had to get.
I remember it was kind of like a status symbol in the the me decade of the 80s. Because I remember like kids would be like, how many Couch Crush kids do you have? And I'd be like, one. And then, well, I have 4 of them or whatever. It's a
Good
big
for
deal.
you.
Well, we're happy that Andrew finally got his Flash Gordon.
Defender of the universe.
I have no idea why that thing never went down in price.
Cuz want to gouge you.
Yeah, so we're at Target, and there was a who made it? Andrew,
Nika.
was it Nika? Yeah, did great Flash Gordon and Ming the Merciless, and Andrew always wanted it, but it was like, yeah, it's really expensive. And so, like after like so many months, even years, we thought it would eventually go down in price.
Nope.
And then it never did. And then finally when we were on Maui, we saw they were what was it? It was repackaged or something, I said. I don't
Yeah,
know
it was
what.
marked. It was marked as repackaged.
And then so it's like, oh, $20, okay,
Yeah, it's
because
still ain't cheap.
it ain't cheap, but I mean, what was it before? Like 30 something for each
Yeah.
one? It's like ridiculous. So that's what we did in Maui.
Sounds like fun.
The end. No, we had fun in Maui.
I had a blast.
Oh yeah. Other toys. Trying to remember what other toys we had growing up.
We had like when I was really little, we had those Fisher Price plate people,
Yeah,
or what they call like the little people. I think.
yeah. I actually drew those. Yeah. But yeah, you know what I remember? I remember those being wood.
The first wave were wood.
Yeah. And then it's like they changed it to plastic because kids like me were like chewing on them. It's like, I got splinters.
I'm a big fan of the Fisher Price plate people. I like
Yes.
them. Really cool. I had the Sesame Street set.
There you go. We did not
Which,
get to the Lego one, the Sesame Street Legos, or did we? Did we get it?
No,
Oh, I thought we did. Oh, we gave you the Snoopy snow cone machine instead.
it was too much. Yeah, the Super Soaker machine was great. But no, I couldn't justify. How much was it? Like $300 or something. But freaking Sesame Street.
I know. I felt the same way too. Like, oh, it's the Ecto one, or the Firehouse. Actually, I was like, little pricey there. $400. Nah, it's okay.
A lot of money.
I'll live without it. Well, nowadays a lot of people just buy it because they're gonna flip it later on.
I don't know. I open all my toys. I play bugs.
Oh my God, Yopi! Somebody actually. Remember when Sean told us that story?
It was a good day.
Scott?
It was fun.
Which one?
The one where because in Transformers was the big thing, and it was hard to find like Bumblebee and all that.
Yeah.
And then he got one, and he's like, and the guy was like, "What are you gonna do with it?" And he's like, "I'm gonna open it." And he just yanks it open. The guy freaked out. It's just like, oh my God!
What are you doing?
Had like a heart attack walking around the shop. I can't believe you opened it. I can't believe you opened it. It's like, yeah. Toys are meant to.
Believe it.
Yeah. You don't want to be like Stinky Pete. Wasn't that the whole thing? He was like supposedly sealed in the box.
Yeah.
NRFB. NRFB.
Was that the code?
Never removed from box.
Box. There you go. You guys had an erector set.
No, they look cool, but I never had them.
Yeah.
I did have this thing called Capsella. Remember Capsella?
No, I don't remember that.
There were these weird clear plastic capsules. And you put them together, and sometimes they had like motorized parts, like wind-up motors or something.
Oh,
in
I
them.
don't know what that
And
is.
put
Yeah.
different things on.
Oh no, I do know what they are. Yeah, they're like in like little bubbles, and like some had like little propellers in them and stuff. Is that the
Yeah.
one? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I never had that. I think my friend had that.
I thought they were cool.
Yeah. You ever had a Jack in the Box?
Yeah,
I
used to
never.
scare the shit out of me.
Yeah. Just anticipating when it would pop up.
It's like that scene in Elf when he has to test him,
Oh yeah.
and he's like keeps slowing down as he gets towards the end because
Yeah.
he's dreading it popping up.
Yeah, that's right.
That was me, but I would be like, I would do it real slow, and then it would pop up, and you just hear me going, ah! Like laughing.
Yeah. That was us playing. Was that Perfection? Remember that game?
Oh, perfection used to give me anxiety.
Oh yeah, that
It's
was,
like,
that was a stressful thing.
I was like, ah!
I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. Basically, it's a device that you push down the top, and you have to put in the pieces at a certain time, and then you can turn off the timer. Otherwise, it pops up and all the pieces go flying all over the place. I mean, theoretically, nothing stopped you from like just stopping the timer and just just doing it, but
That's not how you play the game.
that's not how you play it. But it's just like it's like cheating in Monopoly. When you rob from the bank.
All right, there's another toy.
Okay, what toy did you do? Lawn darts, the most dangerous game in the world.
The world's deadliest game.
Yeah. There you go. You have to put someone on offside. I win.
Talking robot, lawn darts.
Get out of the way, Jimmy. Rock'em Sock'em Robots. Yeah, it's fun. Chinese Jacks. You guys used to play that?
Jacks. I remember playing Jacks.
Jacks.
Just regular Jacks.
What are Chinese?
You guys think Legos are painful to step on? Step on a Jack.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Chinese Jacks are basically they were like little looped rings, and they were different colors, and you played it just like Jacks, but yeah, instead of like it being that, it was like these little looped rings, and they were plastic, and yeah, you just played it the same way. Not sure why it was called Chinese Jacks. I don't know.
Was it by chance like a Chinese import?
What wasn't at that point,
No, that's true.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Jacks. The Chinese Jacks. They look like scrunchies.
Yeah. Well, they're plastic. They're like rings. They're like little yeah.
The first wave of Star Wars toys were made in Cincinnati, Ohio. Then by about 79, then they started getting produced in Japan. But if you look at the stuff that came out in 78, a lot of them are stamped Cincinnati, Ohio.
I'm gonna draw Mr. Potato Head.
Mr. Potato.
Super.
Originally,
Potato Head.
They just sold a packet with the body parts, like the face parts.
Yeah, didn't you have to provide your own potato?
Yeah, I mean that was the whole point of the toy. Was that it's like you just provide your own potato, and then make your Mr. Potato Head. Which I thought was kind of a neat callback to that in the movie when he's like on a tortilla.
I don't know. What's a Hawaiian potato? Taro. It's the taro head.
Taro head.
Doing it.
Dude, Mr. Pineapple Head.
Yeah.
Mr.
You can do all the food.
Ulu,
Mr.
Mr.
Mango
Ulu
Head.
Head, Mr. Mango Head, Mr. Ulu Head, Mr.
This thing writes itself,
Great. That was Hasbro's first, I think their first big toy was Mr. Potato.
Really?
Yep.
We used to have this thing. It was like it was shaped like a potato. It was bright red, and there was a timer that you turned in the back, and then you turned it on. And it was called hot potato, and you had to obviously toss it back and forth. But first of all, the face was frightening. It was this horrifying face of like, ah! And second is like, because you didn't want that thing to go off. You just heard the just the buzzing of the timer going. It's like, hated that toy.
Another anxiety-inducing toy.
Pretty much.
Sandy, is Randy watching?
I don't know. I think he's getting ready to head out the door for work.
Ask him what his favorite toy was as a kid.
Yeah. Chinese jump rope. Again, the Chinese.
I don't know what is Chinese.
It's like, it was like an elastic thing that they wrapped around two kids' legs, and then they kind of did like this hopping in and out thing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
He said Street Sharks.
Street Sharks.
Street Sharks.
That's another one, the toys. I forgot what that one was called. It was like they did a great animation of it, but it was like, I think you got the characters and you didn't know what symbol they were. And you had to put your finger on it and then it would like reveal. But like one was like fire and wood and water.
Battle Beasts.
Is that the one? It's like fire beats water, or water beats fire. Yeah.
It was Battle Beasts.
Yeah. That was a cool idea.
They were actually a spin-off of Transformers.
Yeah, because Transformers had that too, right? Where you didn't know, it was like, is he?
That was only after they had that lawsuit thing where somebody tried to copy them.
Oh, is it?
All these knockoff Transformers are coming out, so to try to combat that, this is the real Transformers. So it's the real Transformers, and they had those hologram
Right.
rubbing sticker things.
The heat-sensitive ones, yeah.
Right.
That would reveal what faction they were. Well, in Japan, Transformers had like a different life, and they had like a different cartoon and everything.
Yeah.
And in Japan, the Transformers meet the Battle Beasts. And so because it was licensed, because it was Takara was the Japanese version of the company that produced the toys, Hasbro was able, because they had the license for Transformers, they were able to get the license for Battle Beasts in America, but in America, they never tried to tie it in with Transformers. They just introduced it as its own thing.
I think it's just amazing how like a lot of these Transformers were like from like other properties. That's why Jetfire is like from Macross,
Yeah.
And it's crazy. But
Does Jetfire still exist?
Does what?
Does Jetfire still exist?
I believe he does.
It does, but they changed the design so it doesn't look so much like a Veritech.
Yeah.
Right, but then there was like the whole Skyfire thing for a while, I remember.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they had to change the name.
Yeah. And then yeah, it's interesting. The cartoon was so different. Like, when we first saw Transformers, they were all their own, like, they were like their own thing, right? They were like sentient robots or whatever, from another world. In the Japanese one, I remember like they had people driving them.
Well, Transformers were a spin-off themselves of Microman.
There you go.
And so Microman drove the Transformers.
Right.
And then that in Japan that became Diaclone.
Diaclone. That's right. They rebelled.
But
They evolved.
it all, which is funny because Microman in Japan was a spin-off of the Japanese version of G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
So it's like there's this connection,
Yeah.
even in its inception, of G.I. Joe and Transformers.
Toy soldier. What was her name? Martika? Is that her name? Ah.
I think I had a Billy Jack doll.
A what?
A Billy Jack doll.
What is that?
You know Billy Jack?
I bet I know what you had. I bet you had. There was a toy line called Big Jim, and
Yeah.
a member of Big Jim had this team called the Pack. The Pack was an acronym. It was like Professional Armed Crime Killers, and one of the members of the Pack was the Native American who went by the name of I think it was something like Warpath, and he had that hat like Billy Jack. And he pretty much looked like Billy Jack because I think all he wore was like a vest and jeans. And so I think that it was not for nothing that toy looked like Billy Jack.
Maybe.
But I don't think they ever made a Billy Jack action figure. But I think that Warpath looked a heck of a lot like Billy Jack.
Okay. Mask.
Yeah.
Mask. Even though command doesn't start with a K. We used to have the Viewer Master. Who knows?
Wasn't it just Viewmaster?
Yeah,
Was it
Viewmaster. Viewmaster, probably, yeah. But it was weird because I remember seeing like it was like oh, it's Charlie Brown, and then they would like reenact the scenes, but you make it all out of like clay or something like that, or like these dioramas, and then so it looked like really 3D. Yeah.
And I think, Michael, if you look up Big Jim's Pack Warpath, I think you'll see what you had because he looks just like Billy Jack. He got the hat and everything.
Yeah. Hey Scott, did you pick up a lot of wrestling figures growing up?
I had the big LJ and Bendy's, those blocks of rubber.
Those are cool. You could beat people.
Yeah.
That's right. Mighty Men, remember those?
Oh my gosh.
They're Mighty Men.
Huh? Aren't there like those little figures, Kinnikuman?
Oh, muscles.
Muscle Men, excuse me.
It's just muscles.
Yeah. And that's good for something too, right? Like miniature.
I'm looking at it, but that doesn't. I mean, it does have the hat, but
no, that's not. That wasn't it.
I mean, I may just be having, a strange dream or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I thought they made it. It was like I swear it was like the same size as the 1/6 action figures or 1/6 dolls like G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
So muscle was an acronym. I'm trying to find what it stood for. It stood for something like ridiculous,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to find it. It used to say it on the box.
Yeah.
Let's see. Millions of unusual small creatures lurking everywhere.
Oh my.
Like the first wave of them were just all just pink,
Yeah.
and then they started making them in different colors.
Okay.
And I loved them.
Yeah. Hey, those DC ones you got from Wendy's were very similar to that.
Yes, they're very, very much like muscles.
Yeah. Scott, did you see those? Scott? We lost Scott.
Might
Yeah.
be taking his medicine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I heard the medicine song.
Is that what that is?
Take your medicine.
Time to take your medicine.
Oh, okay. I just thought it went off randomly.
You got lyrics for it, John.
I know. Well, I don't
Take
know.
your medicine. Time to take your medicine.
I don't know. Could be random.
I'm blaming the Mandela effect for my Billy the
There you
Jackdaw thing.
I can't even remember what that was called. Mandela effect. There we go.
Berenstein.
Yeah, I was gonna say your Billy Jack doll is somewhere's in a time capsule with your Berenstain Bears
Yeah.
books.
Hey, Barrel of Monkeys. One of those?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
still
there you
make
go.
them.
They still make them.
The S-shaped arms.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Is that
They're
what you're
fun.
talking about?
Yeah. Actually, yeah, if you just think about Toy Story and all the toys that are in there, it's like Etch a Sketch, you know?
And that was the thing is that they had to get licenses to be able to use the toys.
Like
and
Barbie.
that's why in the first one there Sid is blowing up a Combat Carl doll because Hasbro wouldn't give them the license for G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
So they came up with Combat Carl instead, which is funny because Hasbro gave them the license for Mr. Potato Head, but they wouldn't give them everything.
Maybe because they were blowing them up and, you know, I mean, they don't want to.
Well, there might be a shared rights issue too.
Oh, true.
You know, like they could be a distributor but not the producer kind of thing.
No, Hasbro owns G.I. Joe 100%. They created him.
There you go. Anyway.
Same way that, Mattel owns Barbie.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what kind of toys you see kids kind of carrying around now. It's more like
Tablets.
Tablets. Yeah, I know it is. But I mean, you'll see like stuffed animals of like Pokemon or, Stitch or something. I don't really see too many carrying dolls around. Although I see adults with those Japanese dolls with the creepy eyes, It's like, ugh.
I'm trying to figure out the anatomy of this street shark. It's like it's got like lats that go right into its chest, but the chest looks like it's a butt chin.
Butt chin. It's the newest
trying
Pokemon.
to figure out the anatomy here. I was like, I don't get this.
Yeah, it's the newest Pokemon. Butt chin, I choose you. Oh, I have a toy catalog right here. Jesus.
It goes peek up.
It goes. Let's look at the Target toy catalog for ideas. Yeah, Transformers, Barbie, Legos, Marvel, everything Marvel. Paw Patrol,
Oh yeah, kids love them Paw Patrols.
Baby Alive,
That can
Gabby's
make poop, yeah.
Dollhouse. Was that?
That's the one that can make poop.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Melissa and Doug, Squishmallow.
Yeah, that grossed me out. I seen a doll that does that, and then it was like slime poop, and you dig out in the poop and like get a surprise or something. I'm like, huh?
Are you serious?
I was like, what?
Diarrhea.
Wow. Really
That's not
training
gonna
them.
teach kids good things. What if they start digging
I
in
don't
their
know.
actual poop?
Yeah.
That's like real life because I remember changing my daughter's diapers
There
and
you
being like, "What is that? Oh, it's a Lego." Like
go. A Nerf
she
toy.
passed a Lego.
There you go. Furbies apparently are still around.
Why? Jesus Christ!
Isn't there like a new wave of Furbies?
Yeah,
or
it's
something?
like tie dye. It's frightening. I remember there was like a I think it was like Barbie, and it was like a dog, and it pooped out like jelly beans or something like that. You're like,
Lovely.
That's us.
Tasty.
I know. It's like, oh,
Tasty.
treats. Books.
You
what is
don't
this?
want to teach your kids to eat stuff that comes out of someone's
No, exactly. Exactly.
butt.
Hey, you know this Target Transformer is pretty cool, actually. Oh, and it turns into what is that? It's a 2-pack. Turns into like a dog.
It turns into Tupac.
Tupac. Yeah, look at this. It's like turns into. Oh, can you see it?
Hold on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Has this little.
Optimus
Little-
Prime each thing, and in
Yeah.
the back is the shopping cart.
Yeah, this little dog like Ravage. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the bullseye dog.
Yeah.
Kind of neat. Okay. Polly Pocket. Wow. My nephew picked up like Mighty Max, which is like kind of like the guy's version of it.
Hasbro's doing real bad. They might actually move from Rhode Island to some other state.
New Jersey.
I think so.
Joyzy.
Jersey.
They've been in Rhode Island, forever, but they might be forced to close up shop there.
Hey, do they still have that little phone? Like it looks like a little telephone on wheels, and it has the
Big
dial
red
on it.
nose and the eyes and
But-
ching, 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 ching.
But yeah,
The
phones,
rotary phone?
yeah, but phones don't look like that anymore.
Yeah, I think they make like some nostalgia toys at like Target carriers or something.
Oh, okay. But I'm sure kids would be like, "What is it? It's a phone."
It's not a phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a phone.
Yeah. like a
Where's
cell
the
phone.
screen?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Play-Doh. We didn't do anything with Play-Doh.
Play-Doh.
The Fuzzy Pumper Shop, the barber shop.
I always kind of wanted that. We had
Don,
the
you
fun
had
factory.
to have some Ghostbusters toys, right?
I did, and unfortunately, I gave most of them away, but that's okay.
Can't
We're
take
going to-
everything.
We'll go into that later.
The Visionaries.
Oh, Visionaries! Back to the magical light.
I think I was kind of done with toys at that point.
Yeah. Beyblade is a thing. Oh, look, they have Street Shark action figures. I guess they're reissuing them.
Sure. Everything goes back.
Yeah, and of course, Five Nights at
Because-
Freddy figures. But like you said, is it nostalgia?
Like the new superpowers figures.
Yeah.
McFarlane is trying to like. They're not superpowers though.
They're not.
No.
But they don't have the they don't have the action.
Yeah.
Oh,
The mechanism isn't there.
I almost bought this Lego wreath, but I was like, $99, forget it.
Legos are too expensive now, man.
They are expensive. It's ridiculous. I remember you could get a small little kit for like, like $5. Now it's like a small kit for like $9.
You, yeah, you can still find the little kits for
Well,
like
those
$5.
cheapy ones. Yeah, those cheapy ones. But even like the figures are just $5. The minifigs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's like it's all the licenses. The licenses
It
is what
is.
drives
Yeah.
the cost up.
It is.
You
I
know,
feel like the $10 ones don't really have enough pieces in them to be
Yeah.
$10.
I
yeah.
can make two things out of this.
My parents would never give me like a set. It was just like we had they sold
generic
it in
box.
like it wasn't it was Lego. I mean, it wasn't the
Yeah.
generic one, but it was just like a tub of Lego pieces, and there'd be stuff in there. There was like a couple of door like
Yeah.
like a couple
Yeah,
of blocks that you could
they weren't sets. They were just
Bucket.
They're just blocks.
they weren't made. Yeah, they were just an
Yeah.
assortment of blocks.
And you just
Yeah.
have to
They
kind
weren't
of
like
make
kits.
something
They
out
weren't
of it.
kits to make stuff.
No, I mean
well, I mean,
they had
you could
little
make all kinds of
instructions.
stuff.
Yeah.
No,
Right.
but they
It
so
was
like
suggested
now,
things.
now they sell like kits. Like this is going to be the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
This is
No, but they still
Well,
sell
they-
like those generic ones.
They made kits before, but it was like if you wanted to make like the Knight's Castle or like the Forestman's hideout or the
I had
pirate.
the first one
I wonder how it first started. I wonder what the first kits were. Was it the city sets or was it the space sets? Because I remember picking up the space sets.
One of their earliest sets, the Lego sets were originally just like the blue, red, yellow, white, and black blocks.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it was just all the colored blocks.
Yeah.
And then later the space sets and the city sets and all that stuff came later. But they were just building blocks. Like they were
I
just
remember having a boat, and it actually came with this thing on the bottom to kind of like weigh it, because if you just put it in the water, it would flip over. I don't know what happened to that thing.
Did you ever see that Lego documentary?
No.
No.
They were explaining like in the late '90s, the early 2000s, that they almost, I don't know if they almost went out of business, but they lost track of their identity because they started making specific pieces for certain, like how they started making it so Lego, instead of having to build the thing, they give you like a constructed piece already that you just had to clip them together.
Oh yeah, a lot of them like that.
Yeah, and so they said that because of that they lost a lot of sales because it wasn't Lego anymore. So the guy after that guy came in and tried to bring it back to what Lego used to be, and that's why it left that behind, that prefabricated Lego pieces.
I mean, there's still some that like say for example, like I seen like a alligator that's just two parts. It's like the base part,
Yeah.
and then maybe the bottom of the mouth is the part you clip on. That's one.
But yeah, but for the most part, like there's still individual bricks. Yeah, there's not that much specificity.
Yeah.
In the Lego.
All I know now is like there's all these pieces that like we wish we had, like growing up, be like, oh yeah, wish I had that piece.
What is this piece for?
Yeah, and you get the extra pieces, like, oh, what am I gonna do with it now? Where am I gonna put it?
This is supposed to go.
Isn't that how Darth Maul? It's like, hey, cool, I got an extra piece. That's why it's two-sided. His lightsaber. What time is it? Oh, 8:15 already. Yikes.
Ready for a round of looks, or?
Sure. I don't know how much more I'm going to get done. What order was this in? I don't remember.
Okay, let's see. I'll go first. So we got
Hey, you got a good street shark. Yeah.
my
You got a-
poor abused
Yeah.
toy soldier.
Shot. Battle damage. Battle damage. Soldier.
And we got the Rock'em Sock'em robot,
Yeah.
Nice.
Ba-doing.
the lawn dart,
There you go.
and the street shark.
Good.
Who's next?
It's not a doll. It's an action figure.
I'll go.
Oh, fun.
Hey, Grunt, or one of them.
Yeah, it's Grunt.
Yeah.
Because I grabbed him. So I have my.
He has a
Hey,
live model.
I'll go grab
at
my
least he's got more
Star Trek.
points of articulation. I remember having those Star Wars figures. They only had you could turn the head, you could move the arm at the shoulders, and you could move the legs at the
That's
waist. And that was it.
Yeah.
And I remember breaking the lightsabers.
So I guess I 5 points of articulation.
Yep.
That.
I just, as a kid, I'd see other kids playing with the G.I. Joes, and I'm just playing with my Star Wars men, and I'm like, I felt like I had baby toys. Like, you're like, wow, this is crazy.
All right, who's next? Sandy, you ready?
Sure.
Yeah, she's on it.
I like
With
your
her Deadpool
your
shirt.
Deadpool shirt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, My Little
The
Pony.
81
Nice.
That's the original My Little Pony.
and just skip it, bop it, and
Oh, Bop It. Oh my
Bop
god.
it.
sock 'em boppers.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the
those-
sock 'em boppers.
I always wanted a sock 'em bopper, and my grandma wouldn't buy me one.
those are pretty violent. Yeah, we had those.
Yeah,
we
We did too.
We used to whack each other.
Yep.
Scott, you ready?
Sort of.
Oh, there you go. Speaking of muscle men, there you go.
Hey, Kitty Gwen.
Yeah. Hey, you're pulling your pink pen there.
Yeah.
Very nice. I didn't watch the new one. There's a new Kinnikuman on Netflix. I gotta watch
It's
that
his son, I think.
You ready, John?
Yeah. Okay. So I did a Slinky and a
Slinky.
what?
Frisbee.
This was either a hula hoop or frisbee. You can
That's like
choose
from
which
the Hudsucker proxy.
one. That's exactly what I was talking about.
For kids.
Wait, I got a great idea. Then I did the Fisher Price people in Hawaii.
Ah! John, I gotta buy that off you. That's
I'll
awesome.
just give it to you. And then
Oh, I love that one.
did a
Where's
Rubik's
the
Cube.
Cube.
Where's the face?
Oh no, I choose not to do the face. Then I did a Tamagotchi.
Hey.
Ah,
Yeah,
who's that little dude with Tamagotchi? Is that from
that's one of them. That's how they personified one of the 6 characters. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I drew this first, and I was like, oh, I should have drawn it wrong. Another neck, but this is a little bit too late. And then I got
Mr. Taro Head.
Mr. Arrowhead. Yeah, Mr. Potato Head. That's what I got
that's
so far.
awesome.
So I
That's
got
great.
So far. Yeah. So I got so far. So yeah. Now this is fun. This is like very nostalgic talking about all these toys that we grew up with.
I love toys. Sometimes I think I would like making toys more than I would like making comics.
I think it'd be hard to come up with toys nowadays, they're just
Yeah.
so difficult. Like what hasn't been done already. Or like, nowadays it's more like the property, like,
Yeah.
like, oh, Wednesday came out. You need to make a Wednesday action figure. Like, okay.
Stranger Things action figures.
Kind of. Thing action figures. That'd be kind of funny, actually, making little hands. But, yeah. Oh, hold on.
Oh, I gotta sneak out for a minute. Take the camera.
Get a water. You guys remember having like those cap guns?
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
had like cowboy guns. Like,
Yeah.
what do you call it? Like a revolver
With
that you put
pla-
the paper caps.
Yeah, you had either the paper cap or there's the other one with the plastic ones. But the plastic ones, once you shot them, that's it. You know, it's over. You know? You had to buy new ones. Paper caps were cheaper.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the paper caps are pretty cool. I liked them. I think Aaron had it looked like a 38 special that took the plastic ones.
Okay.
You know, it was pretty cool because like the cylinder actually turned like a real revolver would. You know, whereas like the pistol I had a cowboy belt. You know, with the holsters. You know, and it had two like white handled silver pistols, but the chamber didn't turn. You would slide it up and there was like a little spool to like put the paper caps on.
Okay.
And so when you pulled the trigger, the paper would come up, and
There
after
you
you
go.
shot a bunch, you'd have this like string of paper hanging out the back by the hammer on the pistols, you know.
The plastic ones I had in the He-Man Power Punch He-Man action figure.
Oh yeah. That's right. He would like pull his arm back, and when he punched, he like had let out a big. I like Aaron, my brother Aaron had a lot of He-Man stuff.
You said he was a He-Man guy, right?
He was into He-Man. I don't know. I just like. I think at that time, I think maybe I was kind of just starting to like. I don't know. I think I just was not as interested in the stuff at the time. I remember I still had like G.I. Joes and stuff. Maybe I was just into G.I. Joe. But I didn't like, it wasn't like, I didn't have to like go out and get everything I saw on TV. Like, I guess I had aged out of that. Like, oh, I want one of those. Like, because I remember like Aaron had like Mask, and he had like He-Man, and he had like, what was the other one? Jason the Wheeled Warriors.
Jason
and, like,
the Wheel Warriors, Silverhawks.
Like, Silverhawk, yeah, it's another one Aaron had, and Thundercats, like all that stuff. Like, but I wasn't like watching cartoons and being like, oh, that's going on my Christmas list. Like, I just wasn't. I don't know. Like, I didn't really care. Like, I was content to just watch the shows.
Yeah,
things.
That's cool.
I don't know. I think, like I said, I was probably like 12, maybe.
But
then I knew like my mom didn't have money, and that was the other thing. Like Aaron was still young, so he didn't have that empathy.
Yeah, you don't have the concept, you know. You're like Santa,
you know. But like I knew, like my mom could barely like pay the bills, so I wasn't gonna like ask her for stuff.
Oh, that's good of you. But
I think by that point too, I was blowing all my allowance on comic books. Like any money I got, I was like buying comics.
You had to divide your allowance.
I would go to my uncle's hair salon, and I would sweep up hair, and then he would, at the end of the day, he would give me money. He would pay me in cash. And I would go and buy a bunch of comic books.
There you go.
I didn't eat lunch for like a month at school. So I was saving the lunch money to buy the Batmobile. I told my mom that story like earlier this year, and she goes, "What?" I said,
"Earlier this year."
I said, you know, so we were talking about school lunch, and I said, "Oh yeah, like the 7th grade, I didn't eat school lunch a lot of times." My mom was like, "Give you money?" I said, "Yeah, I know," and I saved that money to buy toys.
You know, we're
save up for the Batmobile.
Yeah, we were bad too. We're like, because they always used to have that truck nearby with the, you know, that white truck with all the candy and all that inside. So we would skip lunch and then use our money for that.
man.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. So bad.
Well, okay, so we were so poor we had free lunch, so I didn't have any lunch money to save up.
Oh, okay.
We had the free lunch at school.
That's cool.
But but yeah, like on the weekends I would go cut hair, like at the hair salon,
Yeah.
and just sweep up all the hair, and I would just hang out until I got my payout, and then the comic shop was like a block away from the hair salon where my aunt and uncle worked, so I just run down there and get my comics.
That's fun.
Back when comics were like 50 to 75 cents, yeah.
Seriously, yeah, when they're under $1 still.
I think they were 60 for a while. I remember 60 cents was, and then they jumped to 75, and it felt like they stayed at 75 for a minute, and then they were $1. And then it seemed like right after they were $1, then they went to $1.25.
Yeah.
Somebody
And
just
you know that
dropped
jump
off.
from 60 to 75 cents? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't know if it was only DC Comics, but that 75 cents was written differently than the 60 cents. So to me, it was kind of like a bigger. To me, it was kind of like a bigger hit. I remember.
A bigger impact, yeah.
Well, do you remember when Marvel tricked DC into raising their prices?
I heard that story.
Because Marvel ran a few issues at 25 cents back when comics were 20 cents. They changed the price to 25. So there was like a few issues that came out marked for 25. And so then DC was like, oh shoot, they're changing the price, so then we're going to match them. So they made theirs 25 cents. And then Marvel, the next issues all ran at 20 cents again.
Yeah.
And they said it was just an experiment to see what the market would bear, but I'm positive it was just done to trick DC.
Yikes.
Yeah, I think I heard that story.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah, was it Steve Ditko who did the first, what do you call that, in the corner? The little character ID thing?
Corner box?
Yeah, the corner box in the upper left, because it was getting lost, with all the magazines.
Yeah, Marvel did that to
Yeah.
make them stand out, yeah.
Yeah. Smart.
I don't know. They had to when they were being distributed by DC wasn't gonna help out their competition. So they limited them. They put them only at 10 books a month. And so that was why they would do like Tales of Suspense had Iron Man and Captain America.
Yeah.
Or like Tales to Astonish had like the Hulk and like Giant Man or whatever. Like they would double up the characters in the book so they could try to get as many stories out as possible.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they got a different distributor and they were able to break from DC, there was like a sudden boom where they put out a bunch of new titles.
Lucas just got in a whole bunch. Somebody just dropped off a whole bunch of old comics.
Oh yeah,
and then some of them are on the cheapest. A lot of X-Men, a lot of X-Force. There was some Dirty Pair, which I was surprised. I was like, wow, Dirty Pair and some Ranma, and there's some Archies and Richie Rich, and I was like, wow,
nice. Archie's still going. They're just still
hanging
around.
in there. Mad Magazine apparently is still hanging in there.
Kinda. I think it's mostly reprints.
It is. I mean, they got to make a new cover every time, though. I'm sure there's a couple new things in there.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Oh, I was supposed to draw Richard Pryor as the toy. The Wonder Wheel. We were just thinking about that, about Toys R Us, KB Toys. I mean, we're seeing some of FL Schwartz in the stores, but we never actually had an official one here.
I went to FAO Schwartz in before Phantom Menace came out.
Yeah.
They had a big thing at FAO Schwartz at midnight.
Yeah.
I think it was at midnight. I think it was like 9 o'clock or something. It was like they let people in to get the first Phantom Menace toys, and the movie hadn't come out yet.
Oh, so it's kind of a spoiler.
So you weren't even really sure like who all the characters were going to be or what.
Right.
But I remember because I was collecting Star Wars stuff, and my wife at the time was like, "Do you want to go to FAO Schwartz to get the new ones?" I was like, and I was just so like, "Can we?" And she was like, "Yeah, let's go." So
Wow.
we went down there and we got in line, and there's already like a hundreds of people standing in line. But we hadn't gotten this line, and we figured it'll go fast, and it did. It's like, but they opened the doors, and we come filing in, and they had the huge big screen TV on the wall that was running the trailer for Phantom Menace.
Oh yeah.
And people were just like going up the steps, just like mesmerized watching the trailer. And then we got to where it was like it wasn't even like you didn't even have to fight because they had so many. They had like little islands in the middle of the store that had various, all the figures stacked up on them, and then they had on the shelves, and they had like this whole area. So there was no need for people to get crazy because like I grabbed every single figure of that line with no problem, and just got them and got in line, bought them, went home, and we were just so excited. We're like, "What is this guy? What is this going to be? Like, who is this?" Because we hadn't even seen the movie yet, so we're all just freaking out. It was fun.
Then you learn about Jar Jar things.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're like, wow, what is this guy?
Oh, still better than was it the Boss Nass? The all the spit flying all over.
Do you know that the guy who did the voice for Boss Nass, he was Voltan in Flash Gordon. He was the Gordon's alive.
Oh, funny.
Yeah. He's Brian Blessed. He's a Shakespearean actor.
Interesting. This is such a stupid gig. I'm still kind of decompressing from Maui.
I had that post-con depression yesterday.
Oh yeah?
No, seriously. Like after I got home from work, I was like, do I want to eat or do I want to sleep? And I just went to bed. Like I'm just gonna sleep.
I don't think it was depression. It's just exhaustion more so.
Maybe, I don't know. It felt like depression.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I felt fine. I woke up.
You did a good job posting all those things.
I was just gonna make a big post, but then I was like, no, it's not gonna give enough to everybody's thing,
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. I got to do that too. I gotta break it down. I did a massive block. I didn't even label who was who, so people are kind of like.
I felt like I got such good stuff, and people really made some really good stuff at this con. And
yeah.
I don't know. I just wanted to give people credit.
No, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, I had so much fun. I didn't want to leave.
Yeah.
I'd go back to the real world.
Yeah, there were some neat stories. Took another toy. Let's see, tops, yo-yos.
Yeah, I like yo-yos.
Yeah, those seem to kind of come back here and there. I never could do the tricks. Never had enough patience to learn how.
I can do around the world, but I mean everybody
Yeah.
can do that one.
Aren't you just like swinging it around?
No, it still has to be spinning.
Oh, okay.
The first thing you have to be able to do is to be able to put it into a dead spin. If you can
Okay.
if you can put it in a dead spin, then you can do most of the other stuff.
Oh, okay.
The rest just
Yeah.
takes practice. But
I like dominoes. I never really learned how to play dominoes. We just kind of just stacked them and just knocked them over. Made like little. I'm gonna make this thing go down.
well,
Push it off the table.
we played domino, like the game.
Yeah.
My grandpa always
Oh, he
played.
taught you. Yeah.
Yeah, he always played dominoes, and whenever we went to my grandparents' house, my grandpa he'd get out after dinner. He'd get out the box of dominoes, and we'd sit there and play dominoes with my grandpa. And then after that, then he'd pull out his harmonica and start playing music on his harmonica. I loved hanging out with my grandparents. It was a lot of fun.
Jesus Christ.
Taking too long on this CJH show. I think this is the only one I'm going to do today.
Trying to find a good image of the island of the misfit toys.
Why am I such a misfit?
What was the deal with the polka dotted elephant?
Yeah, it's like elephants don't have polka dots.
Oh, okay. Oh,
I mean, that's what made it
mentality. Yeah. Nowadays they get all kind of weird designs. Plaid.
Sure.
Yeah.
We're all like flying the rainbow flag and accepting of everybody now.
We're numb.
We have what's his name, Hermie. We have Hermie to thank for it.
Yeah. What is this? Cowboy rides an ostrich. Trained with squirrel rails on the caboose. Oh,
I remember there was the doll.
Yeah. What was the doll? The bird that swims. The boat that can't stay afloat.
The jelly shooting gun.
Well, see, that was the thing. The water pistol that squirted jelly. Didn't that matter? Like what you loaded it? It's not his fault. It's like if you loaded jelly, yeah, it's gonna shoot jelly.
I don't know. Perhaps Rankin Bass.
Yeah.
didn't really understand what do kids play with. What do the children play with these days?
A pink fire truck. A kite that's afraid of heights. So you gotta admire how these these things were all like stop motion. Amazing.
Yeah.
What's it called? Charlie and the Box. That's what it was called. I thought he was kind of scary actually. He always looked angry. It's interesting too because I know Japan has a whole bunch of different toys. Like they have that little helicopter thing. Like it's like a stick with a propeller and you twirl it and it just kind of flies up. Or yeah, I guess I can't even think of what it's called now. The ball and the stick.
Kitama? Talking about Kitama?
Yeah.
It's still fairly popular.
Yeah, kendama. Yeah.
It was like it had its moment again.
Yeah.
Although I still see kids playing with them, but it wasn't like it seemed like it was a craze.
But the fact that Pogs are still popular on Maui still blows my mind. Yeah. Then you have stuff like I don't know, games like Jenga.
Jenga.
Jenga. Jumanji.
I saw somebody post a video from Japan where they were
Uh-huh.
playing Jenga with Wagyu beef. They serve up this like Jenga tower of like Wagyu beef, and then
It's hilarious.
you put it on that like robata or whatever.
I was gonna say if it knocks over, then you got to pay for the full thing.
You buy it ahead of time.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess now again too, we're talking about dolls and licenses and all that. Now there's so many different things. I saw somebody just posted it online. Like I guess that Monster High. I guess they do a line of
Mhm.
dolls. They have one like a Squid Game. So they have that that character, the one that like told you to stop and go. So people are like, I want that.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
This guy is very pink.
Should be.
Great, because it was like what do they call them? Keshi?
Gotcha.
It's supposed to be like bubble gum,
Oh,
or erasers. Like that's what they're.
Oh yeah, Keshigomu. Keshigomu is eraser.
Because I think that's in Japan. That's what they
Yeah.
called those figures.
you look like the eraser tops. They're
Yeah.
not.
They were all in the Gashapon machines.
So you took your medicine already. Said something else?
That's the hook up to the machine.
Oh, okay.
But I did that already too. So.
Yeah.
It's good. You're on it. You're very responsible.
Connect 4.
I love Connect 4.
I think I'm back.
Yay.
Sorry, some I didn't agree with.
Oh.
Minutes. I think what we got next week is holiday movies. Holiday movies.
Okay.
And then a reminder, we won't be doing one the final Wednesday. We'll be doing it on Friday instead, 27th.
Okay.
Not doing a stream on Christmas.
There's something on 27. Oh no, 28th is what I was thinking of. Yeah.
Sorry, was I real quiet there? Is that better?
What? I don't know. Sounds the same.
Sometimes it switches the microphone on me.
Louder now. But we could hear fine the previous one.
Okay.
You're good.
All right. You got Usagi Jimbo.
Yeah.
Looking over their shoulders. Oh, let's see. What can I draw in like 15 minutes?
I'm drawing him playing the kendama
Ooh.
because I don't know, just makes sense. I don't know.
My youngest brother, he was way into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and he had the Usagi Yojimbo figure with the Ninja Turtles.
It's just so funny how like they use like the same mold, so he looks like the Hulk, kind of like he's like, "Arr!" You know?
I thought it was cool.
Yeah, but it's still, it's still cool that have a figure.
I wasn't reading Usagi Yojimbo comics, but I knew he was his own thing, and I remember being kind of bemused. I'm like, oh, they got Usagi Yojimbo.
Yeah, he's come a long way. I mean, if you ever saw the first incarnation of what he looked like, he looked very cartoony. Oh shit, that reminds me, I still got commissions I gotta finish. I gotta finish that pizza.
That's so funny.
I misunderstood. Well, that happens when you only get like 2 hours of sleep, you know.
Did you guys do a panel or anything while you were there?
We didn't. Actually, you know what was cool was like the day before they had like an educator day. So like a lot of the special guests, they got to speak to like students at the college, and I heard it was a really cool experience. Like Jim Rugg, Ken and Beth Mitroni. Beth taught them like watercoloring, and Ken talked about like storyboards and working in the industry.
I wonder if Cecil did anything, because she likes doing stuff like that too.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Did you check out her I am the story, or I am the comic?
Yep, I took a look at her arm. I thought it was pretty cool.
What chapter is she up to?
Oh, geez. I think it's like 6 or 7.
Yeah. She was so happy to be there. Yeah. She was very grateful to be there.
Cecil is so cool.
Yeah.
It was so good seeing her.
Yeah,
again.
she came up and like we were chatting a while. It's nice to see her again, and then everybody was great. Tula was
so
great.
Enthusiastic. Yeah.
Tula was great. Everybody.
I really wanted to buy one of Tula's originals, but I couldn't afford it.
Yeah, I did too.
I
bought like some of the books. Yeah, some of her smaller.
I asked her. I was like, I'm sorry. Like, do I dare to ask how much you're asking for this piece? And she was like, it was one of the Barbarella ones.
Oh,
and,
how much was it?
She was like asking $400 for it, which is is reasonable, I think.
Yeah.
But it's just more than I had, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. And she's like, how much do you think it's worth? And I was like, no, I'm not gonna say. I was like, I think it's worth 400. I think that
Yeah, you don't want to insult them. It's like
and she
well,
was
I
like,
have
well, what?
$1.50 in my pocket, and
And she was like, well, what would you be willing to go for? And I was like, no, I can't do that. I was like,
yeah. I think
like,
she's willing
no.
to give you a break, but still, it's like, yeah, you don't want to.
No, I was like, I only had $150, so
Yeah.
it was like that was it. So
Yeah.
I might have been able to come up with like 200, but that would have been half of what she was asking for.
Yeah.
I don't think she would have gone for that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
See, I mean, and that's the thing too. A lot of the guys were like, like I was willing to buy stuff for the full price, but they said like, I'll just knock off $20. It's like, no, you don't have to do that, man. It's like, all right, well, thanks. The sucky part about it was a lot of people, like I know, like Jim and Steve Levine and all that, their product didn't come in time, so
Yeah.
so they didn't have anything to sell. Well, Alika gave them stuff from the store to to sell, but yeah, the stuff that they initially wanted to bring down was going to come the day after on Monday. So
I really wanted to talk to Jim Mahfood, but I could. He was every time I came, he was busy, and I just couldn't stand around, because I had a table.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I really wanted to talk to him because I signed up for his Kickstarter for his comic,
nice.
and I wanted to ask him about it.
No, he was really cool. And then I said, I didn't realize he came down already. He came down for the powwow. Him and Mark, Mark Bodie came down the same time. And
back in 2012.
Yeah, I had no idea.
But I just he seemed really nice. I just didn't have a chance.
They're all great. They're all good to talk to. And I had to rush because I was so busy in my booth that I could only go like on the last day for like the last, I would say 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
And then even that too, I had to kind of run back a few times.
Sunday was a relatively slow day for me. I had a few sales.
I was busier on Sunday than I was on Saturday.
Not me.
Yeah, weird.
Saturday was a crazy day, but like, I don't know. I just figured, well, since I wasn't really doing much, I figured I'd go walk around and check out stuff.
I had a lot of people who would like touch everything, but they don't buy anything,
Toys you can sketch in no time. Ball in the cup.
There you
hoop
go.
And a stick.
Oh, hoop and a stick. I think they said poop, and I'm like, what? What's that weird thing, that lemon twist or whatever? The one you put around your ankle and you kind of jump over it.
Skip it.
Skip it. That's one of Sandy's. Sandy did the skip it.
I love the skip it.
Yeah.
That thing hurt your ankle though.
Yeah. Oh, okay. And bop it.
Okay, ready for last looks? Last round?
Sure.
Look at my drawings.
Let me finish loading this thing.
Sorry, I'm not a little out of it right now. Here's my lawn dart.
Yay.
And Rock'em Sock'em Robot.
I should have done battleships.
My abused 5-inch Army for Guy. Ball in the cup. Street chart. And hoop and a stick.
There you go.
Who's next?
I can't see putting this into my inventory.
I'll go. I'm almost done coloring.
Hey, oh, that came out nice.
Hey.
Yeah.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da.
It's pretty. It's easy when I got that guy.
Yeah. There you go.
So
Are you gonna do that? Are you gonna like post it up and then have him like looking at it, like admiring? It's like, oh,
sure.
that's me. There you
That
go.
turned out pretty good.
Yeah, came out great. Did you guys follow Andrew's caveman on vacation?
Yep.
It was fun.
Who's next, Scott?
Wow.
Oh yeah. Seriously, you should have just started with the pink and then just worked back.
Yeah.
That's good though.
Looks good. Looks
how
good,
you
Scott.
did. I like how you did the shading. Yeah. Kinikuman.
Man.
All right, I guess it's me. Where did Sandy go? Sandy? Yeah.
Oh, where you going or who's going?
I know. You can go.
Sunday.
I'm getting tired, so
Yeah, there you
I
go.
wasn't listening.
Yeah, let's see it go.
My Little Pony.
Oh wait, nice.
The My Little Pony looks great. That's like the real. That's the real My Little.
That's authentic. That is newer one.
Bop It, Skip It, Stocking Boppers, the Beanie Babies.
Oh, that dog.
I don't remember what the dogs are called. The little robot.
Yeah,
dogs.
little robot dogs. Yeah.
That's not an eyeball, is it?
I don't remember. They were all boxy looking.
Ah, and you did a Beanie Baby.
Their eyes lit up and they went. Wah, wah,
Yeah.
wah.
You got a Beanie Baby. You even put the tie thing on there too. It's good.
Well, that's how you know it's a Beanie Baby.
Yeah, this is true. This
They
is
kept
true.
saying, "Don't take the tags off. They're gonna be worth money."
Man, that was another one too. That was insane what people were collecting. Beanie Babies. Crazy. All right. Where's Mike? Oh, there you go. All right, we saw this. Sneaky. Yeah. Yeah. I should put this in my portfolio and then see like, if anyone buy this. $25.
Just like John.
It's authentic. It's not AI. It's real.
As seen on Drink and Draw.
As seen on Drink and Draw. Exactly. Wait, it's upside down. There you go. I guess Andrew's gonna take this one. So, Fish Press People, Rube Skewed, Tamagotchi, Mr. Tarrowhead. This is such a stupid idea. So you know how like in Hawaii we're like we go. So it's like instead of Legos, it's we go.
All right. Yeah. We go.
Yeah, we go. We go. And then Lego. And then I did a Usagi with a Kendama. So all right, we're good.
All right. I guess did anybody have anything they have something to promote, anything coming up?
Yeah, this weekend we got the Kawaii Friends Fair on Saturday and Sunday at Parridge in where it used to be Inspirations. So on Sunday, I guess is also Comic Jam, right?
You'll have to swing by and say hi while you're there.
I will, or whatever, or yeah. So so that's this weekend.
It's good that they're using that inspiration space. It's something I suggested to them.
Yeah. And then I guess the collector show is also going on as well. So you're going to see all the guys with the cards and everything too.
Because when they do those 2-day events, I think the vendors like it because they can lock it up. They don't have to pack up everything at the end of the day.
Exactly. So, but they had one earlier. I guess was the end of the month. I guess they had it, and they said it was pretty successful. This one, they're not too sure how busy it's going to be, but so late in the game. But well, we'll see. So go ahead and have a booth there too, and I think Jason guys will have their booth as well.
That's good.
Yeah. So that's good. And then also on Sunday is Other Realms is Arthur
Sidom.
Yeah. Surdom.
SUYDM. Sudam.
Yeah, he's doing a signing at Other Realms on Sunday. So unfortunately, I'm going to miss that one because he is actually a really cool guy. Andrew got a really nice piece from him.
Oh, cool. Sandy, got anything coming up?
Nope.
Scott, anything?
Not really.
Drew? Where'd Drew go? Did we lose her?
I'm finishing up pages for the next issue of Macabre Tales, so that's going to be coming soon. And I just started inking Connie's pencils for Dracula 2. So
Dracula 1945? What?
1945 too.
well, I think we're still in 44, but it's the continuation of the story before we switch to another decade.
Yeah. 1944.5.
But anyway, Connie's pencils look great, and it's going to be really good.
Exciting.
All right. That's good.
Exciting.
I got nothing.
No, you
Comic
got
Jam Sunday.
Yeah, you got Comic Jam. You're good.
This is the last jam of the year.
Yeah.
Still don't have a contract for next year, so
Yeah.
hopefully they'll.
Yeah, even for me, this is my final event for the year for that Kauai friends, and that's it. I thought Maui was going to be my last one, but we squeezed in one more event.
All right. All right. Everybody say aloha.
Okay.
Aloha.
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 Hmm.
Eh,
There